Hey everybody, my name is Stu Fuchs. Some friends call me Ukulele. I wanted to share with you a lesson on chunking. Now the chunk is really a cool sound. It's a way of making your ukulele into a drum. It really simulates a snare drum. So let's get started in how to make chunking happen. I want to share with you some techniques for making it feel as easy as possible so you don't gain tension in the arm, and also give you a couple of basic rhythms to work with. The chunk is a really amazing sound, as I said before, and in order to learn how to do it, what we're going to need to do is to learn how to use these two fingers. These two fingers! I'm not flipping you up. What you want to do is strike the strings with these two fingers, but have the whole hand support it. So the whole hand works. It looks like I'm striking them with all four, but actually it's just these two fingers. Notice how I'm using the whole hand. The whole arm is really supporting it. The motion coming from a very loose and relaxed wrist. If you just extend like that, it builds a lot of tension in the wrist very quickly. Someday I'm going to share with you some flamenco rasgueado techniques. And they all will have this in common, this very loose and open wrist. So we wind up and just allow those two fingers to strike the strings. While you're doing this, make sure you're breathing in deeply, moving your head side to side every once in a while, making sure you're not collecting any tension. Okay? Now that's all well and good, but the chunk comes when you muffle the strings immediately afterwards. And you muffle using this part of the hand. So you're going to want to investigate for yourself and see where you muffle. I tend to muffle right about here on the meaty part of my thumb. Some people, it's a little closer to this part of the hand. Whatever feels most natural to you. So you first extend the fingers to get used to that, and then try to muffle just a split second afterwards. So the fingers strike the strings, and then just a moment later, you're muffling right here. So, this is exercise number 1. After you're comfortable striking with just those two fingers, you do this simple rhythm. Strum, chunk, strum, chunk, strum, chunk. Alright? So you can give that a shot. But before you do, may I suggest that you stop after the chunk and check in with yourself. See if your arm is soft. See if your shoulder is relaxed. And if you've really come to rest. One chunk. One chunk. Every once in a while, just stop. See if you're collecting tension. So the two things that are going on here is that you want to be feeling for a very relaxed motion, feeling that you're coming to rest, and you want to be listening for a consistent tone. Always getting that really crisp, trebly sound. At first your batting average may not be so high, but pretty soon if you just listen for it, you'll always get that soft feel, that really crisp, trebly sound. So, let's put this into some rhythms. The first rhythm doesn't look really all that impressive on paper, but it's a very versatile rhythm. Take a sec and copy this down. My very high-tech system. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. You're adding a chunk on 2 and 4. Oops, that's supposed to be an X there. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. You can see there's an X there. So, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 in the chunking strum gets translated like this. I'll do it on a G chord. 1 chunk, up, chunk. 1 chunk, up, chunk. Or counting 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 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 It starts to sound like a drum set. Right? Simple variation is to add an extra eighth note at the very end of that. Same rhythm, just with an extra up strum. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. What I was doing was I was creating a 2-measure pattern. 1 measure of this rhythm, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So feel free to copy that down. Pause the video and copy that. If anybody has an idea of how to get these musical notations and chord symbols flying through the videos, please help me. I would love to learn how to do that. I'm really trying. So, 1, chop, up, down, chop, 1, chop, up, down, chop, Alright, okay, so have some fun with this. As you're having fun with it, make sure that your wrist is staying relaxed. And I want to share with you a little detail of the strum that is sometimes overlooked. Right after the chunk, the upstroke. Notice what my fingers did? They curled back up. Chunk, up. If they curl back up into a very soft fist, not a tight fist, but a soft fist, then they'll be ready for the next chunk. Down, chunk, up. See? Down, chunk, up. So you might want to isolate that one little motion. Chunk, up, chunk, up. And see if you can just hold it in a closed hand. Not tight, but just closed. Let's put the whole thing together. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. How about we play Folsom Prison Blues? Folsom Prison Blues has the G chord, the C chord, and the D7 chord. Alright, let's give it a shot. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Hear that train a-comin', it's rollin' round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Our train keeps a-rolling on down a San Antone. Okay, so once you get a handle of that, all of a sudden your strumming is going to have this wonderful percussive quality to it. So before I wrap up this lesson, I want to share with you one other little detail that will turn this chunking into extraordinary chunking, and that is to have a little bit of variation in tone. When we use the thumb, the fleshy part of the thumb, we get a different tone, of course, because it's softer than the nail. So on the ones, if you drag the thumb across and do it just a little bit slower, you bring out that harp-like soft quality to the tone. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. It's subtle, and you might not even notice it too much in this video, but with your own ukulele in front of you, you'll start to see that little bit of subtlety is a wonderful, wonderful thing to add to it. So, here it is with the thumb. Thumb, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, thumb, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, go. Chunking. Chunking is so cool. I'm glad that you decided to click on this video to hang out for the whole length of it. I hope this has been helpful. If you're interested in knowing more about myself, my music, and my work, please visit StuFuchs.com. And if you're interested in taking lessons with me via Skype, I'd love to talk to you about that. It actually works out very well for the students. You don't have to leave your home. You get a high-quality lesson delivered right to you. Hope you're well, and I hope that this day has been great, and that the ukulele was part of it. Cheers.